Black Wall Street, presented by Money Talk Radio, right here on KCOH TV, The Boost. Take a moment again to set your calendars to tune in each and every Tuesday. I said each and every Tuesday. This is a conversation, the Black community, African American community, African community, colored community, urban community, diverse community, whatever you want to call yourself. This show is focusing on encouraging each member of these communities to either start, support, or build their community through entrepreneurship and ownership. If you're a member of any of these communities listed, we want to hear from you. Business owners, Black leaders, students, employees, community voices. We welcome you to be a part of this dialogue. Remember, our email is blackwallstreetedition@gmail.com, or you can call in while we're live on air at 713-526-1230. All right, y'all.
All right, now.
Let's go. I said I'm all full with that,
yes,
right?
You did.
All right. Well, let us get into this week's show. Oh, my gosh, y'all. I have some amazing people in the studio. Oh, well. You know, I could start by telling y'all how I met and all of that, but, you know, we just realized we figured it out there.
Yeah.
We can go back a little bit, yes. But I want to introduce, first of all, Lady Gail Johnson.
Hello.
Yes, welcome to the studio.
Yes.
She is one of the founding members of an amazing organization. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm going to let her talk about it. And she is pastoring, am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh, with someone who's hiding in the background in here, Pastor Jean Johnson.
Hey,
all right. Divine Connection of Katy and Pleasant Hill Church of Deliverance in LaPorte.
Yes,
hello,
ma'am.
welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, thank you for accepting. Tell us a little bit about the organizations you co-found.
Black Girls Do Business and Diverse Girls Do Business was founded by me and Lori Fox, who I'm missing
Lori.
this month. Shout out to you, Lolo, as I call her. Lori is a senior branch manager at a Deco staffing company, and she's a senior branch manager. She's just amazing. She really is. This girl works with accounts, $6 million accounts.
Come on now.
So on and so forth, and she's been able to rise in the in corporate, which is really hard for African American, especially women, African American women, to rise in corporate. And she's been able to get to the status of being a senior executive branch manager.
Wow.
And so I'm very, very proud of her. We've worked together 4 years, at least 13 years in ministry, worked, closely in ministry. She's also a pastor at our church. And so she works in the financial department in our church.
All right.
So we've done business together for at least 10 years. She handled the money the right way. It's in the right way with integrity.
Absolutely.
And so we, throughout the duration of Lori being a part of the ministry, we've purchased 2 schools. We've also purchased a transitional home. And so we've always done business together. Her and my husband working the financial perspective of the business, and me basically doing the operations. So, we clash a lot because they're at the bottom line, the money line. And I'm like, no, that's not going to work.
You're the vision girl.
That's not going to work.
I want to do this.
Exactly.
I want to do that.
And like, we don't have the money for that. We're going to have time for that kind of stuff. So, we purchased a child care center, a La Petite Child Care Center.
Oh, wow.
And we branded it, that was in 2010. We branded it High Achievers Learning Center.
Okay.
And we outgrew it in 3 years.
Wow.
And so we bought someone out. It was just in my spirit to call this guy down the street and ask him if he wanted to sell.
Wow.
And he did. And within 6 months, we owned that particular location as well.
Wow.
And so it became High Achievers Enrichment Center. And between the two, my husband had purchased a house and renovated the whole house, debt-free. And we leased rooms to men that were coming out of like the Centercore Foundation, prison, so on and so forth, so that they can get a new start in a really cool facility. It was really cool.
So you guys were Black girls doing business before Black girls doing business.
Yes, we mostly nonprofit.
Absolutely.
The nonprofit side of business, but now the Black Girls Do Business is a for-profit.
Okay.
It's for-profit. Yeah.
Absolutely. And nonprofits make money.
Yeah, nonprofits make money.
They do. They
you just
not
have to spend it appropriately, and you also have to. You're mandated by the government to make sure that you spend it appropriately.
Wow.
And you should do that in even a for-profit business.
Thank you.
You have more leeway. This one we wanted to try as a for-profit business, so we are going to do that, and that's what we're doing.
All right, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Yes, and I want to introduce, Lord, y'all.
Yes, Lord.
I don't know who
Yeah,
we got in the studio, but I'm gonna introduce you, okay? And what happens, do not blame it on me, okay? I want to introduce you to T.C. Garrett, the CEO of the Umbrella Group.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is your business developers.
Yeah.
So introduce yourself to the. Okay.
Well, I'm T.C. Garrett, co-founder of the Umbrella Group.
Okay.
My business partner is Dwight Williams, and we
Shout out
founded that
Dwight.
company about right at 15 years ago. We've been partnered about 15 years, and we've invested in car washes to pharmacies to home healthcare companies to IT companies to IT resourcing, which is a big deal for us. Dwight being the chief guy there. And we also have other businesses. However, we primarily are right now investors in stock market and the currency market.
Oh wow.
That's where we are really focusing a lot. As we have other companies that are currently running that are being ran by those that are managing and heading those companies up on a day-to-day basis. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Well, one of the things, as I was listening to both of you, the thing that really stuck out to me, let me just make sure, Dwight is African American too?
Yes.
I think so. He
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, he is. Yes.
We can't get no real
Yes,
answers
he
up in
is.
here.
Yeah,
we can't get no real answers.
The man
up in
is.
here.
Okay, yes, all right.
So
yes.
that brings me to a point, though, because a lot of people say black people can't work together.
Oh, Lord.
Is that it?
Oh,
You done
no.
heard that before?
Yes, I have.
Absolutely, you
course.
have. And so I'm listening, and you said 13 years, and you said 15
yes,
years,
yes,
and
for sure.
everybody's still living.
Of course.
All right.
Absolutely.
So obviously,
We
there
can
is
work.
a way that you can work
Of course.
together
Absolutely.
in a black.
Absolutely.
And so let's tackle that first, because that really stuck out to me, because that's one of the things that we as a community need to learn how to do a lot better.
Yes.
Not just individual partners, but with everybody who is a black-owned business, which henceforth is the reason why Black Wall Street is here. So let's talk about that. We'll start with you, Lady Gail. How, tell us about that forming process. Like, did y'all just wake up one day and decide we're going to be partners, or how did that really come to play?
Well, basically, we have 25 business owners in our church. Okay, and it just didn't start with them doing that business. We looked at church and we did excellent business there. And so we wanted everyone to move in those, those areas of whatever they were doing to work it in an excellent way.
Wow.
And so when we did get a business, everybody, it's like it just kind of went down, from the, like you said, from the head down to the beard and so on and so forth. And people started getting businesses, and they kept the same mandate of excellence. So excellence involves not only just a nice place, nice exterior, but involves integrity with one another. You see what I'm saying? Having the appropriate integrity with one another. So I promote your business when your business promotes itself with integrity. And so we are people of integrity. And so we push integrity. And because you're working and you're moving, even in the church sector, in that area of integrity, then I promote your business. So I promote their businesses just as hard as I promote what we're doing.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying? And
Wow.
so that's what makes us work. And my philosophy is if certain department stores, say Walmart, if someone is not nice to you when you go there, 9 times out of 10 you go back again. You see what I'm saying? You just don't say, well, I'll never do business with Walmart. I'll never do. So why can't we give each other,
That
just
same
some
grace.
leeway
Yeah.
to make mistakes, because maybe I had someone that represents me that's not doing business the way I normally do the business. So give me a chance to correct things. But we as a community, sometimes we won't do that.
Right.
We'll just say, well, that's why I won't do business with African Americans. And that's not okay. So that's basically how we do our business. And even when we're doing the conference, we want to push the same philosophy. Let's give each other some grace when we don't do things all the way like you want them done.
So what I'm hearing initially is that as a community or as a church, you decided when you saw that you had a church full of business owners and potential business owners to begin to teach the core foundation of doing great business.
You got it.
Okay, and so then it naturally progressed that you found a partner within the church to begin to work with. How did that start off?
Well, to be honest with you, me and Lori are partners in this particular business, but we're all partners together. I partner with everybody. I partner with Nancy. I partner with Felicia.
Right.
We are partners together.
Right.
So it's just so that way it's no kind of envy, jealousy amongst us because we are all partners together. We push their business. We open up the door for their businesses. I don't withhold anything from them as it relates to their business. Whatever I know, they know. So I'm in partnership, not just with Lori Fox, but I'm in partnership with every individual that's in our community together, the 25 businesses. So that's how we flow with that.
Lord Jesus, that's a whole nother conference. No, because I believe the standard that you guys are setting is a standard that you really don't see everywhere. Yeah, especially within sometimes ministry too. A lot of times in ministry, and I'm not sure why, because that's something I ponder sometimes, is why is there the schism or the thought that if she go forward, then I'm going back. No, we can all move
together.
forward. And so that culture, that you said that culture came from the top.
Yeah.
So would that be all the way down to the edge that's not going
Yes,
to top?
yes. You know what he did, Althea, when we first started ministry? He put everybody on this. We were all on the same level. So we didn't have any big eyes and little U's. We don't really do titles at our church. You know what I'm saying? I know that Lori is a pastor, Felicia may be a minister, Nancy is a minister, but everybody is Nancy's, Lori, Felicia, that kind of stuff. And so he purposely went that way because he did not want to incorporate a certain sense of pride within the ministry. So he wanted us all to make sure that we were servants. And his philosophy from the beginning was get you a towel and not a title. And so he stays with that. So when he sees that even trying to move, he shuts it down and he makes you go all the way back to the beginning and get it again and come back with your towel and serve. Even on like the day before Easter, we ministers, we all met and we all had to wash each other's feet.
Right.
Because he's like, you know what? I'm not going to allow anything to move in here. We're going to go as low as we can. So he washed feet. Our ministers, our pastors, everybody, we wash each other's feet. Wow. To remind ourselves that we can only go as high if we stay as low as we can. That's the perspective.
Whew, I could stay there, but I'm going to move on because Mr. Garrett looks like he has something he wants to say. Yeah, can you talk about your ability to partner with your partner, Dwight? How did that come forth? How did it start?
That's very interesting. Dwight called me up one day. I had a company that I was operating and had been in business probably during that time, probably about 20 years. And he was observing me. And he called me up, had a meeting, and wanted to, he made me an offer. He wanted to understand the business and how I was able to sustain that long. And he made an offer to invest in the company, to grow it, and take a percentage of the growth, of the new growth. So when we got together and he started investigating the company, doing his due diligence, and the questions he was asking me, I asked him, I said, what you're attempting to do is what I do already. He said, what do you mean? He said, you do the business that we do. I said, no, you're talking about this business, but I do these other companies. He's like, whoa. I said, so you're trying to invest into my company. I said, what you do, I invest in the companies like yours. And he was like, hold up, wait a minute. So I said, let's cut this meeting and let's meet another day and let's approach this differently.
Oh, wow.
And when we did, we just came together and created a company called the Umbrella Group. And he invested in my company. I started investing in his company. We started creating companies because we were basically doing the same thing.
Wow.
He thought I was just doing just the one company, but that was just the one he was familiar with. But we were already doing other things. So we started developing companies from that point, investing in the companies and developing. And how we were able to sustain over time, we, number one, understood that we had to respect each other. We wasn't there to judge one the other.
Come on.
Our agreement was that we were to observe the other weaknesses and strengths and support those. Where I was strong, fortify it, increase it with what he knew. And when we were weak, the weak areas, let's get together and work. So not work on each other, but work as to deal with each other personalities or that type thing.
Correct. Good.
Let's deal with what's on the table. The gifts, the abilities, the lack of abilities. And focus on that and let's develop those. Let's see what we're weak at. Let's work that. So that's how we got situated to go forward. Then we identified one the other's gifts, what he was good at, what I was good at, and we supported that and respected that.
Awesome.
So there was ever any other issue. It's never him or me. It's never an occasion where we have a conversation about one the other. For example, man, you're this type person, or you're not. We don't discuss that. Never comes up.
Wow.
We discuss the weaknesses or the areas that was flawed. How do we fortify this?
Come on.
And we target that, not the individual. That's the mindset.
Oh my gosh, and that's with any partnership, shouldn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So that's how we don't have any issues.
Wow.
I mean, we don't have any issues.
And you know, one of the things that I think is that stuck out the most in what you said was you guys focused on strengths and weaknesses as it opposed to how to run the business.
Run the business.
Not personal.
Not personal.
This ain't emotional.
Nope.
Come on.
I mean, and sometimes, we as women, we can't
Right.
be that.
Right.
Yes.
But when it comes to business, you have to be that way in order to be able to sustain
That's right.
yourself. Am
That's
I right?
right. That's right.
And to grow.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, you're wasting time. Now because if you're looking at me, I mean, you're looking at a flawed individual.
Wow.
Because I'm in development mode all the time.
All the time.
See, I'm always growing and developing every day. So where I was last week, if you stuck watching that, I've already moved forward. I'm still flawed, but I've moved from
Don't
that
hold it.
zone. I'm
Don't
not
hold
there
it.
anymore. I'm in another area of flawedness. So I'm constantly growing and developing
Right.
and moving.
That's right.
So
That's good.
so we're
Very
never. So you don't ever target a person. If you're talking about a person, if you want to talk them just directly, you don't target them where they were last week
That's right.
because
Good.
that means you're stuck.
That's good. That's
You're not
good.
growing.
That's
Because
good.
when you're growing, you're encouraging them to grow. When they see you growing, you see them growing, you're constantly moving forward.
Wow.
So you have to be on your way somewhere. You have to be about goals. You have to be about perspective, not individuals. You get stuck on individuals.
You're stuck.
You're pretty much stuck. You're pretty much stuck.
Right, and so for the
So-
business owner, what I'm hearing you say is that it's very important for you to be focused on the businesses,
On the
business,
Mhm.
and on the strengths and weaknesses of what you bring to
the
business.
and the challenges that the business poses.
Of course.
Wow,
That's
Of
what
course.
you're focusing on, not the
course.
individual.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. That's
Nothing
it. That's
else.
Nothing else.
Yeah, because when I was thinking, because I've started and stopped a lot of businesses. I've started and stopped a lot of partnerships in business, and I think as you were talking, ding ding, I was thinking, one of the things that hindered it was personal. And it's never personal.
Never personal.
Wow.
No,
and
no.
so for, we as a community of people, we live in a very feeling and personal and emotional state.
Of course.
Right now in the Black community, when you look at it, there's somebody said it the other day, why are we focusing on what, if they accept you? Or if you're accepted here, why are we not focusing on what's really at hand?
That's it.
Purchasing land,
Of course.
starting businesses,
That's it.
Yes.
bringing in the finances and the resources
Of
that
course.
you need to. You can change things by your position, not by your conversation.
Come on.
See, what you focus on is what you attract.
Oh,
Of course.
oh,
So if you focus on buying businesses, other people will observe your focus and
That's
they'll
it.
gravitate to
Wow.
your focus. But if you're focusing on and raising the issue about acceptance, raising the issue about allow me,
Oh, my goodness.
may I sit at your table? Well, my attitude about sitting at someone's table, if there's not enough room at their table, I bring my
bring my
own
own
table.
table.
Come
I
on.
set my own
Come
table.
on.
Yeah.
I set my own.
Yeah.
Call my own meetings.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's how you do it. I mean, because
Yeah.
we all are gifted.
That's right.
And we
Absolutely.
focus on our gifts and what we bring to the table, then that's the only thing that matters within that confine. So the rest of it is irrelevant. And you make sure you block out that noise and leave it out and make a decision. I'm focusing on the prize, on the goal.
And keep
And that's
it
it.
moving.
Everything else, block it out. Just keep it out.
Absolutely.
Keep it out. You have to.
So now we're moving to Black girls and diverse girls do business. That's a challenge in itself.
Yes.
You guys are taking on a population. That's a challenge in itself because we as women we really kind of work on emotions and feelings. And so what made you and Lori say we're gonna attack this level now?
Well, you know what? One thing I spoke to Lori about, Lori's husband had some challenges in his body. He had cancer and so on and so forth. And so we had already started this. We jumped out. And what I told her, because I know how she is. I know how she thinks. I got to do my part. I got to do this. And so in my mind, I'm thinking, let me just deal with this right now. And I'm like, Lori, it may not ever be 50-50. It could be 80-20.
Yeah.
It could be 20-80.
Right.
It could be 30-70.
Right.
I said, so that's what's going to make us rock this thing. Because I don't have any expectations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Of her doing this or equal amount of work and this and that. It's not like that. It is. So when we're dealing with women,
Wow.
and it's just like a marriage partnership. Sometimes it's 80-20. Sometimes it's 50-50. My husband, he make me a pot of spaghetti and he leaves like 50 pots. And I have to wash the pots. So it's not 50-50.
Oh, he's smiling.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
not
okay.
50-50 on those days. That's the way we have to do partnerships. And so when my heart toward my partner is, if you can't fulfill your 50-50, I got you.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And so that's across the board with all of my Black girls that do business, my diverse girls that do business, because I have, spiritual daughters that are not African Americans.
Right.
They're Hispanics or whatever. And it's the same with them.
Right.
I got you. So if you can't fulfill it, that's what partnership is about. It is about stepping into that place to help you until you get back in your place.
Absolutely.
So that's my philosophy. So I'm not like putting great expectations. If you do this, I do this. If I do this, then I don't roll like that. I don't flow like that.
Right.
And so it makes it easy to work with me because my heart is right. That's what we miss a lot out there.
Goodness.
The heart has to be right when you go into partnership with anyone, knowing that it may be times where you have to take a full load. Because
Wow.
they're going through. Maybe their children are sick. Maybe the husband. Maybe the children are imprisoned or whatever. So what do? You drop your partnership? No. You grab a hold and you make sure that they know that you have them. And that's the true heart of partnership.
Absolutely. And you have to have that perspective because you never know when it's your turn.
Exactly.
Okay, today
Definitely.
you up. Tomorrow,
Yes, come on.
you don't know what it is, and so you have to have that perspective. And I love, oh my goodness, that's key in business. Period.
It is.
Yes,
Having
it is.
and I want to partner what you just said with something you touched on, goals and the vision for the business. Because if you have goals and the vision for the business, it don't matter who running with it. If you wrote the vision and it's plain, then
Come
they
on.
that see it's gonna run.
Come on,
Correct.
come on.
So it could be it could be you both down.
That's
but
right.
you got secondary
Come
partners
on.
that will come in and carry the load. So from a vision and goal perspective, working with partnerships, can y'all bring a little bit of that in? I know you started the conversation. Mr.
Well, when
Garrett.
you're talking about goals and vision, what you want to do, you always want to make it plain what you're after. What's the end game? You know, and they're very when you're setting goals and talking about achieving them, there are various stages of setting goals. And what she said is if in the top three of being successful in a business. Not worrying about who's doing the most work.
Come on.
Who showed up or didn't show up.
Oh my Lord.
That is. I tell you, if you can almost put that at the top.
Come on.
You can put that right there because that is one of the key things. Because your gift of the role you have partook of, it may require far more or far greater than the role here.
Come on.
But the role here is this cannot operate without that
Without
role.
That role, yeah.
So you have to
Yeah.
realize that. So
Yeah.
you have to take all the personal stuff out.
Yeah.
You said it. There are days that neither one of us can go.
Come on.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
There are weeks that they can't go. I'm going to be out the next 6 months. I got you.
Right.
You know, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the reward is going to be so great because of that synergy, because of that type focus. It's going to attract all of the fulfillment from the universe and from the Creator to develop unto you that which you have set your goal to achieve.
Wow. Wow. Because you have a vision.
It's immeasurable.
Because you have a vision and a goal, like you said, and you're setting it out, it will attract that which
That's
you.
it. That's
it's
it.
so true. You know, they came out a few years ago with that law of attraction. Well, we already know what that is.
Of
You know,
course.
that's the
Of
word,
course.
child.
Of course.
This ain't nothing
Yes,
new.
of
I was
course.
like, it might be new to you, but
Well,
it's
see,
not new.
They practicalize it.
Come on.
They put it
Yeah.
in a practical form.
Absolutely.
But the fundamentals and the foundation
It's
is the
principles
creator.
of the
creator.
right.
Absolutely.
It's the creator and the creation. It's you can't get away from that.
You cannot. And I remember thinking when that came out, I remember thinking, you know, there were times when I would think about people. Just think about them, and they'll call me.
Come on.
Or think about meeting somebody. Like I was in New York a couple of months ago, and we were going to Harlem. And you know, I have this other side of me that likes reality TV sometimes.
That's
And so back in the day, you know how that is.
That's all right.
And back in the day, I really Jim Jones and Chrissy on Love and Hip Hop. That I didn't gave that franchise up a long time ago. But when it first came out, that was my franchise. So my thought when I was going to Harlem was, I want to see somebody from TV. So I got in the car and I was like, y'all, we gonna see somebody. We gonna see somebody. And it was like, girl, come on now. But when we got there, we saw 4-5 people.
Come on. Come on.
You know why? You got on the same frequency.
Yeah.
It's called frequency.
Wow.
If you want to watch a particular show, you have to get on that frequency to
Wow.
get that show. So you got on the frequency
Man.
with them, and that's real.
It's true.
Well,
When
that's
we
how you see your
showed
show on a
up.
particular channel.
It's true. When we showed up, the crazy part about
wow.
it is the very restaurant that we showed up to eat at, they were having Biggie Smalls
Come on.
anniversary dinner.
And everybody
so
showed up.
Everybody
It
was
showed that.
So she pulled the whole.
like-
She was on a heavyweight
I
frequency.
was
girl.
like,
Woo!
"Oh!"
Like Star
She was
Trek.
kicking. Boy.
But
Whoa.
So cool.
I'm saying that I'm using that to say you can pull everything that you need
Come on.
into your atmosphere
That's
into
it.
your life
You
just
experienced
by
it.
having the right thought process.
You experienced it.
Correct.
There it is.
Wow.
Mentality.
That's real. That's
Wow.
real.
And it's the mentality of what you're
It's
doing
mentality.
in your business.
Of course.
So if you're a black business owner and your conversation is that other black on business, they don't support me.
Oh my
you're
God.
absolutely right.
You're
You're
gonna get just what you
absolutely
say.
right. Because you
Don't get what you
set
say.
that out.
There it
That's
is.
how you
There it
feel.
is.
That's what
There
you
it is.
think.
That's it.
And so because that's what you think, this is what's going to happen.
Of course.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Okay.
Excellent.
So I know, time flies. We
having
here.
fun.
Again, we're right here on KCOH TV, The Boost. Please join us at kcohradio.com or download the app. Every Tuesday, 11 a.m., I'm right here with Money Talk Radio presents the Black Wall Street edition. Oh my gosh, today, y'all, I knew this was going to be a lit show. I already knew it. I didn't know you was bringing extra
Extra lit.
firepower. Yes. But
Extra lit.
I just wanted to, do that. But moving forward, okay, so you guys both have projects, I'm sure. I know I'm going to your project this weekend. Yes. So why don't we talk about what's going on in Black Girls and Diverse Girls Do Business.
Yes. We are going to be having our conference for Black Girls and Diverse Girls Do Business. I'm going to have Russell Ibarra. Russell owns all of the gringos, all of the burritos, all of that burritos. He franchises. He's just amazing. Yeah, he's awesome. He's a philanthropist that have helped me in so many ways. My children at our child care center eats like all fresh produce because he's undergirded it for 8 years, almost 9.
Wow.
That's Russell Ibarra for you. I met him 13 years ago.
Wow.
And he literally changed my life. I was at a Rotary Club meeting, and he came in, and the first rule of life for him was give. And I I held on to that man for dear life, and because of him, I took a team of women, 10 of us. We went to Bolivia and worked in the orphanages there. And because I wanted to give, we took all of our money, we raised the money, we took all of the money we had, and we went and we worked. We were there like a week and worked with the kids. When I came back is when me and my husband, we were traveling up Spencer, looked to the left, and we saw the child care center, because my heart was, you know what, they do so much with these children that I want to bring that back to the States. We've been up that street a million times. That day we saw that facility.
Wow.
And within 6 months we owned it.
Wow.
And I said that to say this, that every seed produces after its kind.
Yes.
It was just not the money perspective of it all. It was, I gave to children. We gave everything we had to those children. We raised the money. We flew. I mean, to fly on a foreign airline is more than a notion. They left when they got ready to leave. We were like a half a day late. All of that. We did everything.
Yes. Doing none of that.
We did all that. Oh no, none of that. Our bags were busted open. They had been through them, the whole 9 yards. But that seed produced.
Yes.
Because I did that. I didn't do it knowing that I was going to get something out of it. I didn't even expect anything. I did it because it was the right thing to do, and our heart was turned. We didn't know where we were going. It was all women, and we went to a foreign country, Bolivia. And when I got back, God said, okay, you did this for my children, I'm going to give you children.
Wow.
And so I have like over 100 children in our child care facility. We're licensed for 117. And we always right there at our maximum.
Wow.
Because I gave. So if you want to be something to reproduce, you're going to have to give. And that's what Russell did. He taught me how to become a reproduction of whatever I gave. Not just what we say biblically, every seed, because I give my tithes and all. You're mandated to give that. But I'm talking about when you give outside of that, you give of yourself.
Yes.
See, the church at Macedonia, they gave of themselves.
Come on.
They didn't have a lot. The church at Corinth, Paul said, you got all of this money. You didn't even take care of my needs. You didn't even ask me what I had need of. But these people, these church at Macedonia, they had so little, but they gave, and then they gave of themselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so we have to learn that even when we don't have a plethora of things happening in our lives, to give.
Yes.
And that man taught me that. And then we have Marcus Bowers, who is, he owns She's Happy Hair.
Right.
And I love him.
Right down the street. Yes,
because he's young. He started with $800 $100 from the trunk of his car, and now the boy is getting it. He's making it. He's a multimillionaire. And he said, I just want to come. I'm not coming to ask anybody about getting hair from my shop.
Right.
I'm coming to pour into these people to help them, that they can be great, awesome business owners.
Wow.
And I told him, I said, you got my heart. It's nothing that kid cannot ask me for.
Right.
Because his mindset was toward the people.
Right.
Not toward making money off of the people.
Absolutely.
You know, so
and I
please
remember
come.
him when he started off. My daughter's a hairstylist, and my cousin is a friend of his.
Oh, he's so
and I
cool.
remember he would pull up, pop the trunk.
Oh, wow.
And
Look at that.
they buy hair. You
Uh-huh.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
And the humbleness in it all.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't out there hooking and crooking, shysting.
Come on.
None of that. And he's done an amazing job at knowing what his vision was, setting the vision forward, and now he has franchises,
Yes,
right?
He's
Am I
awesome.
right
Yes,
or wrong?
the boy is bad.
Yes.
He is. And Althea, we are going to take care of those who are there. I mean, the spirit of excellence will follow. We have the red carpet treatment. We're going to serve. I have an African-American young girl. I mean, she has a history. She was in prison. She did all of that. But she is a chef out of this world. I gave her the contract. Because if we're going to talk it, we need to walk it.
Yes.
And so she's going to be bringing our breakfast. She's going to be doing our lunch. We have black girls do business, our diverse girls do business attire. We have,
Wow.
different people that otherwise wouldn't be in a place to be promoted. That's who we're after. So
Wow.
come on, I have a segment that I'm going to be doing, and it's about how you become your best employee. So we're talking about what you talked about, temperament, just
Yes.
how to learn, because my personality, my temperament is a driver. I will, just do it. I can't do like people that's slow and all that. You know what I'm saying? My nerves. My husband's natural temperament, he's an analytical. He has to think everything through. He's like, you need to slow this down and let's pray. I'm like, we can pray while we're doing it. That kind of stuff.
Right.
But we need each temperament.
Absolutely.
We need, so we got to learn
Absolutely.
how to move in and out, and how you be your best employee, learning how to be flexible. I know that's a weakness in me, that I will drive you. I'll stay up at like 24 hours and get it done. And my husband's like, look, you can stay here if you want to, I'm leaving. That kind of stuff. So I know that can be a strength and a weakness. Yeah, you can, but I'm late. And so I'm like, well, wait, I'm coming.
You see why they're so great, though? You see that combo?
Yes.
You see that?
And it's a
Look
good
how
balance.
powerful they are.
Absolutely.
Look at the lives that are being touched because of that.
Absolutely.
And they work it.
Absolutely.
Look at all the lives that are being blessed.
Absolutely. And I've
Incredible.
been a fan of your
Incredible.
ministry for a long time.
Thank you, Althea. That makes my heart glad.
The blessing in social media, people can see whatever they want to, but the blessing in social media, if you use it properly, you'll learn something. And and if you observe, you'll see what you want to see.
Come on.
The real, and so I have been a fan for a long time. And then, of course, Nancy. Shout out Nancy. Shout out Nancy.
Okay.
Yes.
I told we all from the family.
Yes. Shout out Nancy. Yeah, she probably somewhere shouting.
You Nancy's
do whatever.
baby's godfather.
Really?
Yeah. His
With
family.
Mariah? Oh, okay.
Right.
Right.
That's her baby, though.
Oh my goodness, her little twin. Yes,
Yeah.
she is a real testimony and testament to what you guys do in the ministry. Because if you know her history, you know what it is. It is what it is, and you guys have stood by her through all of that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. Yeah. But I really want to tap into something you said that was key. The first rule in business is to give.
Yes. Learning how to give.
Yes.
That was Russell's philosophy. And when I heard that, like everything else, and I've been in places where someone says something and I'm so focused in on that last statement that I don't hear anything else. It's like it's just me, and I'm supposed to listen to that.
Right.
And when he said that, it resonated in my spirit. I grabbed it, and they laugh at me all the time that you will give everything, this and that, because it's been such a place of multiplication for me.
Right.
That, I don't give grudgingly, number one. I don't give to get anything back. So if it doesn't come back, those expectations for people are not there. So if it doesn't come back, I'm not going to stop speaking. I'm not wounded. I'm not offended because I never gave it from that place.
Yes.
And so we have to learn how to give back to the kingdom, give back to people, give to those that you may deem do not even deserve to receive. You know, I'm going to give this because I see my babies from that school is on Facebook and I'm going to get them, but I'm going to let them make it.
Oh,
the
Lord.
2 directors.
You gonna let them make
Yeah,
it?
I'm going to let them make it. They look at their mom.
That's okay. Hey.
So I had my coordinator, Amika Gaines. She said something to me one time about my director, Liz Bias. Liz is Hispanic. She has a story to tell. I mean, she was adopted as a baby, maybe 6, I think 5 or 6, and she was so physically abused and sexually abused by her adopted parents. And so she came to me and very broken, and we just bonded. So she came up with this. She said she had a dream, and in this dream, she created this bear, this sexual abuse bear.
Oh my goodness.
And it's come to fruition because
Wow.
well, I named the bear. So that's my part. When she said, I saw you in a dream and God said, you're going to help me. So I named the bear and we're working on that project now.
Wow.
And so I'm constantly pushing her. And so Amika said, you're going to keep pushing her and she's going to end up leaving. I said, you know what? Then it'll be her season. I say, never stifle the dreams of another to fulfill your own.
There you go.
I said, never do that. I said, because we all have dreams.
Yeah.
And so that's my level of giving. When it's time for her to leave, I'll probably tell Pastor to sell, but whatever. When it's time for Liz, I'm like, sell, I can't do it without Liz. But when it's time for Liz to leave because her dream has been fulfilled.
Yes.
My goodness, can you imagine? Can you imagine how pleased the Father would be with me? Because I was able to push her into that place.
Oh my gosh. And so you pushing all my buttons with this right here because I think that's where sometimes we as leaders miss it. We miss it in not pushing people thinking, well, if they go, we're going to lose something. Somebody else coming. Trust and believe. Trust and believe.
Yeah.
Or the season for that is over.
Yes.
But that individual being propelled to their next level actually really shows the depth and what kind of true leader you are.
Come on.
If you're not a leader developing leaders, then what are you really doing?
Come on.
Because that's what it's all about. And so, you know, when I hear of people say, oh Lord, if I leave my business, ain't nothing gonna happen. Okay, well, what you doing? Because if you leave your business and if the only thing that works your business is you,
that's a problem.
It's really, you don't even have a business. You
Come
just
on.
got a job you own.
That's right.
Right or wrong.
That's right.
That's
right.
really it.
That's
so,
right.
Wow. Thank you for that. And in that first rule of give, you know, I wonder sometimes, and I think you just gave me the key to, you know, first of all, let me say this. I believe that every show that I do is really, it ministers to others, but me first. Okay?
Awesome.
God is organizing this thing for me. Okay? So if I'm selfish, it is what it is.
Well, you got to get yours.
I mean, I got to get mine.
yours. I mean.
But in saying that, when you say the first rule is to give, that is my heart. You know, most of the time I won't even charge nobody to help them. I will give. But then you get to a place because you don't know the secondary part of that, and that's what I want y'all to tap into. After you've given, then there is something else that you need to do. Because if you don't have that secondary part, that part that gives back to you, then you'll become bitter in your giving, right or wrong. I mean, you know, the word says give and it'll be given back to you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together. And so you feel like you give out, and it's an automatic give back. No, there's actually other stuff you got to do. And I think we get stuck in that because we do scripture in one scripture. Yeah, just John 1 and 5. We stuck there. But what about the rest of the chapter?
Right.
There's
That's right.
1 through 4 and 5 after.
Right.
So after you've been a person of giving and you have a giving heart, then what actually triggers the give back, would you say?
Go ahead, TC.
Well, one of the things important to note when I'm listening to Gail, I'm listening to you about giving. I'm a giver, but it's important to know giving is a gift. Yeah, it's scriptural. It's a if your gift is given, give freely, give liberally. So your back, it has to come back.
Absolutely.
So it has to come back. So when she says that I give, I don't think about it as receiving. That's a giver. You know. Other than that, if she's thinking about it receiving, she's an investor.
Oh, wow.
You looking for a return? It's an investor. You know. Now,
So change your terminology.
Come on.
Yes.
And your mentality.
Exactly.
Come on.
But very much so the mentality. So I'm both. I'm an investor and a giver.
Right on.
Had a gift of giving.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
and,
I am.
Go
And
ahead.
that's major. That's important. So you have to identify and put it in a proper perspective to understand the flow. See, if you don't understand how it flows, then you'll get confused or you'll get frustrated. But see, that's why it doesn't matter what happened with givers. I'm going to give, whether you don't do, it doesn't matter because that has anything to do with you. It has to do with my gift.
Right.
So when you're a giver, you give, and you do it freely. So the blessings, you can't stop it.
Wow.
There's no stopping it. It's automatic. You can't prevent it, and no one else can either. So don't allow frustration to come. Just know I'm a giver, and this is what I do. And it really is not about me. I'm representing my Creator. That's what I'm representing.
Absolutely.
So it's the rest is history.
Well,
you won't ever do without.
And you know what else too out there? I think also is the way we think we're going to receive. You know what I'm saying? So I've given all of this up, like sort of back to people in marriages and stuff. I've given all this up for you, my career. I did this, I did that. And so I think I'm supposed to receive X. So when we opened the school, we had an awesome director. Me and her both. She worked about 2 years and I worked about 2.5 years and we didn't get paid. Because we were building the business.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
She never did it thinking, eventually I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. She knew it was going to come a day to be paid. And so even now, after she retired and she said, I can't do it anymore. She was like almost 70. I took over. I left my nursing career and I knew I was making, I'm going to be on $300 a week.
Right.
And most of that I would take it and I would utilize it for the school.
Right.
That kind of stuff. And so even with her today, my husband still pays her.
Wow.
And she hasn't worked in maybe 2 or 3 years. You see what I'm saying? So you can't put expectations on the way you're going to receive. Me receiving is just my children being happy, my children being healthy.
Right.
All of that is a part of my giving. Me praying for your children and my children have never baked bread.
Right.
Because I'm a giver.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've submitted myself over to God. So it's your expectation of what you receive. So if you think just because I keep giving to Althea and she's never given anything back to me, if that's all you want, if that's an easy fix.
That's it.
That's an easy thing. But when your children, my son was in the military and he made it out alive,
Come on.
that was from my giving.
Right.
That was the seeds that I had sown. So change your mentality of being the receiver of the things you're going to receive.
Absolutely. And then there was one other thing that you said. You said after you had come back from giving to those children, and then you were in the car driving on the same road that you had always driven on.
Yes.
Then something appeared, a building,
Yes.
and within 6 months you owned it.
Yes.
And I think
No business plan.
That's another thing.
No money.
Come on. That's another thing that we have to look at as people. One of the things that it really burns me when you're dealing with people and all they want is money.
Jeez.
For the exchange. There are certain people that can't afford it, but they still need your help.
Yes.
And you will leave them struggling just 'cause you won't even give them one piece of advice because they can't pay $2.99
Wow.
or $99 or whatever it is. But the one thing that you said that really triggered, because I had a problem in this area. I'm gonna be honest. I had a problem. I had a problem because I was a giver, right? But because and I'm gonna tag this onto one of the things you said in the beginning, that if you ain't healed and whole, it's a problem too.
Exactly.
Okay, so you bleeding out, and you still trying to operate in your gift.
Come on.
But you bleeding out, and you haven't taken the time to heal in what you're doing, and so then no longer is it a gift; it becomes a curse.
Come
right?
on.
Okay, so that's where I was, and I was in a place where I was giving, but I didn't see a return. And as you were speaking, you really snapped my mind to, wait a minute, there was a return. And sometimes, you know, guys, the return might, just like you said, is not going, about 95% of the time, it ain't gonna be from the person you gave to.
Come on.
It's gonna literally come from another direction.
Yes.
But the word says, give and it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down. And when I think about my life and all of the opportunities and everything that's come up, it's only come up because I've had a giving heart. But where I've missed out on my ability to take what's given back to me and make it work is the heart in which I had. And so I had to take the time to heal. And so we want to, you know, I want to throw that out there that, you know, if you having some struggles, if you got all your boxes checked, but you don't seem to, it may just be that you need to heal.
Ooh. That's
before you go forward.
Deep. Come on.
Yeah, because stuff gonna happen, but if you just try to move past it and not deal with it, it's gonna show up, and it's gonna show up in your business.
Yes, I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to leave this chick something. I'm telling you now.
I'm just trying to see where she's going with this.
No, because I understand out there, because there's so many people. I listened to someone yesterday that's a millionaire, but she's so broken. Let me tell you something. You have to know how to move in and out. And if I'm working with someone, say a TC Garrett, and I haven't been healed from what my daddy did to me, and I see some of the same attributes that my daddy, this man may just be tall like my daddy. That's all. But I'm gonna have a problem doing business with my daddy. You got it? Until I get myself together and I'm healed.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you, because let me tell healing, that had to come forward in every aspect of my life.
Absolutely.
You know, so let's not try to walk over this thing and think that we're not successful because we don't have great businesses. No, your business is great, but your business is not great.
Absolutely.
You are your business.
You are your business.
Yes.
And as a black community,
come on.
This is where we are. We got to be healed. You know what I'm saying? From whatever the problem is. Yeah, I know it happened. It happened to me. I was adopted. Found out I was adopted in a dozen game from somebody from the church.
Come on.
Tore my life up for almost 30 years. Okay, but guess what? If I stayed there, then Black Wall Street wouldn't be happening.
Come on.
And a lot of you, if you stay where you are, you never gonna amount to what it is. And it ain't the man's problem.
Come on.
It ain't your supervisor's problem. It ain't your mama problem. Once you come to a place where you hear the truth, and you hearing it, if you're listening, you hearing the truth.
Come on.
Then you have to take the opportunity to heal. And healing comes through doing the work. You gotta pray. You gotta cry. You gotta
and come out of denial.
Right people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Get around the right
accountability.
people. Accountability.
Yeah.
Be okay with them telling you, boo.
You need to
sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you're a leader and you have people that you see need to be healed, man, don't just use them because they working.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying?
Let them have it.
Let them heal. Because eventually, they gonna become disabled.
And their soul, that you got to be concerned about the soul of the individual. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna throw this in right quick because Pastor was interviewing. He wanted a drummer at one of the churches and so on and so forth. And the different drummers that would come in, they had some really serious stuff going on, from cohabitation and all of this different kind of stuff. And he was just so hurt and so vexed because their thing was, this is okay. And he's like, I am so concerned about your soul that I can't give you this job until you get this thing right. And I listened to one of them talk one day. I was across in my office, and I could hear the pain that the soul of individuals, because we as leaders, we have allowed this stuff, so the people are messed up. And we got to be more concerned about your soul than your gift.
Yes.
Than your gift.
Yes.
Than your talent. You understand? God gave spiritual gifts to the body, not just talent. So we got a lot of talented people that soul is in trouble. And we as leaders, we're going to have to deal with that. We're going to be accountable for that.
Absolutely.
We're going to be accountable for that. I will not be accountable for that one. No ma'am, no sir.
Ultimately, that's why you're there. That's the foundation of why you're there. The rest of it comes on top of that.
Absolutely.
Because that's why you're there.
Because
and
everything
that's awesome.
you teaching is across the board. It's what you need for relationships, is what you need for business, is what you need for every aspect of your life.
That's right.
And if you separate it, if you say, well, this just what I need for my religious life, but I can live like this over here, that's not true. Last night I was asked to speak on someone else's platform, and God gave me 3 John 1 and 2. You know, the scripture that says, beloved above all things, I wish that you prosper and be in health even as your soul prospers. And the problem with prosperity is we don't even know what that really means.
Come on.
Prosperity, if you look it up in the regular dictionary, it's talking about money. But if you look up prosperity from a God perspective, what that word meant when they originally talked about it, then prosperity was that you were flowing in the way that you would go. You know, you had an enthusiastic journey.
Yes.
You was going forward properly.
Yes.
God was leading you in the right direction. And then we talk about health. Yes, you can take the shakes. Yes, you need to stop with the salt, all of that. But if your body is healthy but your soul is broke down, it don't matter no way. And the health that he was talking about in that had nothing to do with what we talking about. And if we don't get the real formulas out here, if we don't take up the real formulas, it's gonna be some, what do you say? I didn't even know you. But I was casting out demons. Yeah, you was. And you was a million. Yeah, you was. But you didn't do that for me. You did that for you. Oh Lord, we done shifted. Okay, so, come on.
This boy said he's leaving you an offering.
She talking about it. She trying to get love.
He about to invest in you.
Love offering. I think she's working it.
But it's true.
It's true.
And my
You good.
passion right now is for us as a people.
Come on.
If we don't get this thing right, and God has given me a business platform to enter it.
Come on.
Awesome.
I don't have to enter it from the pulpit. I thought I did at one time. You know, I was auditioning to be evangelist, prophetess.
Oh my God. Yeah, exactly.
It is. But that's what, and a lot of people don't know. This is a pulpit. Wherever God places you is your pulpit, and this is the mission and the mandate.
Yes.
Absolutely,
That's it.
Absolutely. So,
yeah, I'm going to be talking
12
tonight about tradition, and that's the way we looked at it traditionally.
Yes.
That it was only everybody running and fighting for a pulpit. I'm sorry, I don't get impressed about preaching and all of that. No. That's, you know, people are not even flowing in that way.
No.
So, but we have so many people, traditionally, that's where we were, but we've shifted.
We've shifted.
And we got to go out in the highways and the hedges now and compel men to come.
Absolutely.
Jesus spent most of his time out in the community.
Come on.
That's what
Not in the
I
synagogue.
love about these folks right here.
Oh.
Yeah.
They all of that pulpit, and they go there, they do that.
Yes.
But their heart,
Yeah.
People.
Yes.
street, where the folks are. That's why I love them.
Oh, I love you too, baby.
Incredible.
Wow.
I mean, stupendous.
Oh,
Yes.
I love you.
I mean, you can see people look at the volume, or you know, they not on these big TV shows or whatever,
Come on.
and all of that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But these folks in the trenches,
Absolutely.
they're touching people that would never ever be touched.
Absolutely.
They're reaching souls that would ever be
goodness.
reached. Incredible. Immeasurable.
And it's not even what you
Immeasurable.
do in the forefront that matters anyway. You know, like
Immeasurable.
I was telling you out there, we're going to wrap it up like this. I was telling you out there that when Nipsey Hussle was killed, I didn't know him. A lot of people didn't know him. But what research we did based on what we heard that he was doing,
This boy.
it's incredible. He wasn't out there on top of the world on every concert. Like, I barely even saw any hype about him. But what he was doing in the trenches closed the whole city down for his funeral.
Closed the whole city down.
See, that's incredible. See, right there, like when people talk about people that are known millionaires.
Yes.
I know more millionaires that I personally.
Yeah.
You would want to offer them food if you seen them.
What?
Could we help get this person some?
And they are
Work for it to me.
Come on.
I know one.
They know how to hold it.
You would offer. You would want to go, could we get him over here so we can get him some shoes? Get him.
Wow.
That's right. That's right.
Wow.
So just like here, keep doing what you're doing.
Yes,
Stay where you at, baby.
absolutely.
Stay where you at, Doc. Stay
Absolutely.
where you at. Stay
So
where you
this
at.
Saturday, are we sold out?
We have about 2 spots left.
Okay, so give them the information
2
for
spots.
this Saturday.
You can go to Eventbrite. I'm telling you all, you don't want to miss it if you're in business. Eventbrite.com and go to Black Girls Do Business and you can register. It's $80 registration. If you want to order any T-shirts or whatever, you can do it from that site, or you can do it when you come to the conference as well. But we literally, I am just so surprised that I'm not surprised. I know it was going to be supernaturally done, but we filled the spots up like that, and it's going to be incredible. We are there to serve you as a business owner and to help you. The whole function of it is to collaborate and network and to form a place of that people are going to pray for you, because we're going to pray for you too.
Absolutely.
We bring your business cards because we pray once a month. We go to this place where it's nothing but business owners, and we pray that you're not sued, that you have the right clientele, that you are not in the red, you're in the black, all of that kind of stuff. It's going to be worth it just for that.
Absolutely. And I'm going to have you back on for sure, because there are some things that we did not even get a chance to touch on, especially like the new wine and all of that. So we will come back with you. But I really appreciate you both for coming today.
Thank
yes,
you so much.
And thank each and every one of you who have tuned in to Money Talk Radio presents Black Wall Street edition right here on KCOH TV, The Boost. And we are out. Peace.
Peace out.